Hello, my name is Scott for SP Gaming. Welcome back to Chromagun, the game all about shooting paint onto walls and solving puzzles. Anyway, at the end of the last episode, yes, this room, I had some issues with it. I'm recording this before it goes live, so any suggestions that you might have, well, I'll have solved it. So I tried to make this a lot more complicated than it needs to be, and that, for anyone who has watched my Portal videos, they would know I like to overcomplicate things. So how exactly did I overcomplicate things? Well, if you haven't watched the end of the last episode, I tried to anchor these like green from there to the wall to try to get to land on the trigger. Yeah, making that orange and that orange so it goes on there, and that green would not help because you need to get that. Well, there's a different concept we have not come across yet, which is, well, brown droids do attack you, and they don't respond to walls. So that is part of the solution. So yeah. So now, what I need to do is turn that brown, and so now it won't be affected by any other things that we place. Yeah, about that. So we can do that, and then we need orange like that. And yeah, I had to look up the solution. I after the episode, I was like, how do you solve this? I tried everything. I overcomplicated. I had it anchored to the wall and over to there, but it was like off by one tile and it didn't trigger. So I'm like, okay, I must be doing something wrong. So in that case, since I don't know exactly, yeah, anyway, let's just continue on. So we'll just pretend that had never happened. And what do we got here? So we got, is this red or an orange? I think it's a red. The red's kind of orangey. Okay, so we got, once we open that, that will come out and pop onto that first. Okay. Now. Okay, so what I'm probably going to want to do, right over there, or not. Nope. Bother. Okay, unless hang on just a moment. If I let this go, it'll be popped out here. Is there any way that I can get over there in time? Come on. All right. Now. Alright, so I am going to need to red, and then red. Nope. Alright. Come on. Oh! Alright, let's try this one more time. And... how do I do this? How do I get this over here? Try this one more time. Now. And... okay, so I'm going to try this again. Now, instead of... all right. Unless... oh. Nope. I was about to say, if I changed that to a color that wasn't directed that, when it got hovered over that, then I'd be good, but... anything else? Am I missing something? That's a red. That was red in there. What if I... there. Is it good enough? No, it's not. Is there any other place I can anchor it to? I can't change the color of that. Oh, I don't need to. I need to bother. Alright. So yeah, I need that red one to be on here. Anywhere I can actually... What if the solution... No, if I do anything... I'm almost thinking I need to try to get this one over into there. And then bring that one out here, but that wouldn't make any sense. Am I missing something? I can make that yellow? I can... Oh, wait a minute. Hang on just a moment. Now, I just had an idea. Okay, maybe not. If I... No. Am I? Let's just knock that. I need some other place to anchor that. I don't see it. Can I... No, I can't. And that's the thing, I can't change the color of that. am I missing something? Usually I miss the obvious, but if I take stock of what I have this wall and that wall that I can paint on. Those walls I can't. Apparently, if you paint on this side of the glass, you can paint on it, and those droids get attracted to it. I can't otherwise paint through this. There's nothing else in there that I can see. And that door has to be opened by the one in there. That has to somehow be opened by that. That has to be on here. I can't anchor it to there. I tried that. Obviously. There's nothing else to paint. Except that. Alright. So, what I need to do, as soon as that gets to there, I have to paint that so that that droid stops there. Almost. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. There we go. And now we are back in this room. And I want this one, I think. Alright. And now we got a maze. Alright, here we go. Now. Oh dear. All right. So we need the 3 of these onto those. Now we can change the colors of those. So either purple and orange. Well, actually it'd have to be purple and orange. And one of these remains the same. All right, we need to... The one that's going to be on there needs to be anchored to there and there. So what I'm going to do is make that orange. And we have to use yellow first. There we go. Now. Okay, this one and that one. Let's see. Got 1, 2, 3. Alright, so the one that's going to be on here needs to be anchored to there and there. Now, how... how do I do this? First of all, let's paint that red. So the red one has... I'm going to need to do that. Actually, blue. And now... that. And now blue, red, blue, red. And red. All right, here we go. All right. So we have a yellow, we have blue. That's an orange right there. I think. Yeah, I wish this orange was a little bit of a darker orange, just so that the colors would be more pronounced compared to the yellow. And this is a blue. Alright, so we need one there, one there, one there, and one there. This one's going to have to be... Alright, so what I do know is I can make that and that a brown. If I place them where they need to be, then I can make them a brown. And then that means I can... This would have to be a green. And yeah, I'm not going... I don't think I'll be able to anchor from that wall to there. I think that's a little bit too far. So what I'm going to want to probably do is... Actually, yeah, the green. This is going to be green, I think. This could be blue. Then I can turn the blue into... Or it could be purple. No. Alright, so I can anchor that and that to there. And then I would have to anchor whatever is going here. I'd have to anchor that one. I can make that orange and orange. Whatever I put there, I would have to turn it brown. And then green would have to be here. And then this could be whatever. I think. Or no. I could anchor that one to that one. That one to that one. Although I'd have to find a way to get the green over here. No, that's... This one's easy. That to there. That's fine. Now the green. Where's this one? This one is right here, right now. I could actually... If I make that yellow and that yellow. Now, is that going to run into, hopefully not, but blue and blue. Although what I wanted was no. I wanted the green over there. Anyway, let's... If I... But wait, never mind. Actually, what I could do is I can turn that green, so... What I can do is... I'm going to want to put red and blue. That will lure that. And now the blue. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not going to... No, I'm not going to be able to turn that green. Because it'll get attracted to that. Those will, yeah. Alright, let's try this again. Alright, I think I have a plan. Although, if I can, I would like to... what's the best way to do this? What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the purple over here. And then now I'm going to need that one purple. What if I lure it? No, I'm going to want to turn that one orange. All right. If I... All right. Like that. I don't know if there's a more simpler way of doing it. but you do have to kind of plan to try to maneuver them around so that, yeah. Anyway, and achievement unlocked, number 6, How Time Flies. I'm assuming that is the end of chapter 6, so that is going to be long enough for me. I'm going to take a break here, but that was rather interesting. It looks like we have 2 more chapters to go, possibly 2 more episodes, maybe a little bit more. 11 or 12 episodes, all depending on how long it takes me to get through these. This game just builds and builds and builds, and it assumes that you have some knowledge on certain things. For instance, browns react to nothing. So if you have the rabid dogs, they will chase you and won't be attracted to any walls, even if they're brown. The regular droids, the non-rabid ones, if you turn them brown, they'll just stay where they are. I'm sure that's something I could have come up with or predicted or expected when I played that first chamber back there at the start of the episode, but I wasn't thinking about that. I wasn't thinking the fact that brown droids don't get attracted to anything, even walls or the other. So it didn't occur to me that I could turn that droid brown, and yeah. Anyway, thank you for joining me for this episode of Chromagun. Thank you for watching. My name is Scott for SB Gaming, and as always, have a good day.